Of course you're joking. Do you think so? But what if I'm convinced of what I say? If I find that I've not even put it strongly enough? I don't understand you. Really? Well, now I see that I certainly overestimated your powers of observation. How is that? Arkady made no answer and turned away, but Katya searched for a few more crumbs in the basket and began throwing them to the sparrows, but she moved her arm too vigorously and the birds flew away without stopping to pick them up. Katerina Sergeyevna, began Arkady suddenly, it is probably a matter of indifference to you, but you should know, I would not exchange you, neither for your sister, nor for anyone else in the world. He got up and walked quickly away, as if he were frightened by the words which had burst from his lips. Katya let her two hands drop together with the basket, onto her knees, and with bowed head she gazed for some time after Arkady. Gradually a crimson flush spread a little to her cheeks, but her lips did not smile, and her dark eyes had a look of perplexity and of some other still undefined feeling. Are you alone? Sounded the voice of Anna Sergeyevna, quite close to her. I thought you came into the garden with Arkady. Katya slowly raised her eyes to her sister, elegantly, almost elaborately dressed. She was standing on the path and tickling Fifi's ears with the tip of her parasol, and slowly answered. I'm alone. So I see, answered the other sister with a laugh. I suppose he has gone back to his room. Yes. Were you reading together? Yes. Anna Sergeyevna took Katya under the chin and raised her face. You didn't quarrel, I hope? No, said Katya, quietly moving away her sister's hand. How solemnly you answer. I thought I should find him here and was going to suggest a walk with him. He keeps on asking me about it. They have brought your new shoes from the town, go and try them on. I noticed yesterday that your old ones are quite worn out. Really you don't pay enough attention to these things, but all the same you've got such lovely little feet. And your hands are good, only rather large, so you must make the most of your feet. But you're not a flirt. Anna Sergeyevna went farther down the path, her beautiful dress rustling slightly as she walked. Katya rose from the bench, and taking Heine with her, also went off, only not to try on the new shoes. Lovely little feet, she thought, as she slowly and lightly mounted the stone steps of the terrace which were burning from the heat of the sun. Lovely little feet, you call them, well, he shall be at my feet. But a feeling of shame came over her at once, and she ran swiftly upstairs. Arkady was going along the passage to his room when he was overtaken by the butler, who announced that Mr. Bazarov was sitting in his room. Yevgeny, muttered Arkady in a startled tone. Has he been here long? He has arrived only this minute, and gave orders not to be announced to Anna Sergeyevna but to be shown straight up to you. Can any misfortune have happened at home? Thought Arkady, and running hurriedly up the stairs he opened the door at once. The sight of Bazarov immediately reassured him, though a more experienced eye would probably have discerned signs of inward excitement in the sunken but still energetic face of the unexpected visitor. With a dusty cloak over his shoulders, and a cap on his head, he was sitting by the window. He did not even get up when Arkady flung himself on his neck with loud exclamations. Well, how unexpected! What good luck has brought you? He kept on repeating, bustling about the room like someone who both imagines and wants to show that he is pleased. I suppose everything is all right at home, they're all well, aren't they? Everything is all right there, but not everyone is well, said Bazarov. But don't go on chattering, get them to bring me some kvass, sit down and listen to what I'm going to tell you, in a few, but, I hope, fairly vigorous sentences. Arkady kept quiet while Bazarov told him about his duel with Pavel Petrovich. Arkady was greatly surprised and even upset, but he did not think it necessary to show this. He asked only whether his uncle's wound was really not serious, and on receiving the reply that it was, most interesting, though not from a medical point of view, he gave a forced smile, but he felt sick at heart and somehow ashamed. Bazarov seemed to understand him. Yes, brother, he said, you see what comes of living with feudal people. One becomes feudal oneself and takes part in knightly tournaments. Well, so I set off for my father's place, Bazarov concluded, and on the way I turned in here, to tell you all this, I should say, if I didn't think it a useless and stupid lie. No, I turned in here, the devil knows why. You see, it's sometimes a good thing for a man to take himself by the scruff of the neck and pull himself away, like a radish out of its bed. That's what I've just done. But I wanted to take one more look at what I've parted company with, at the bed where I've been sitting. I hope that those words don't apply to me, retorted Arcady excitedly. I hope you don't think of parting from me. Bazarov looked at him intently, his eyes were almost piercing. Would that upset you so much? It strikes me that you have parted from me already. You look so fresh and smart, your affairs with Anna Sergeyevna must be proceeding very well. What do you mean by my affairs with Anna Sergeyevna? Why, didn't you come here from the town on her account, my little bird? By the way, how are those Sunday schools getting on? Do you mean to tell me you're not in love with her? Or have you already reached the stage of being bashful about it? Yevgeny, you know I've always been frank with you. I can assure you, I swear to you, you're making a mistake.